10 months after a horrible tragedy, it's still difficult for the family of a victim of a murder-suicide to address what happened. But now the police have confirmed that Stacey Waldon's estranged husband shot her, then turned the gun on himself. They've released a statement. Christina Papa is here now with more on what they are saying and on the police's conclusion. Christina?
Kathy, the case is closed, but John and Stacey Waldon's families are still dealing with the loss of their loved ones. Stacey's family has released a statement after finding out the ruling on the case. The release says, quote, over 8 months ago, Stacey Waldon became a statistic.
41-year-old Stacey Waldon and her estranged husband, 51-year-old John Waldon, were found shot to death in their home in Butler Township back in December. While they both died of a single gunshot wound, it took months of forensic testing to determine exactly who was the shooter and who was the victim.
Investigation and evidence is directed that Stacey is a victim of a homicide and John Waldon was a victim of a suicide.
Police have ruled that John Waldon shot his wife, then turned the gun on himself. Stacey's family said in their release today, quote, it was her husband that used the gun, to make sure that Stacey would never leave him. What she endured the hours before he killed her can only be characterized as torture. The family calls the acts vicious and vile, saying John literally had Stacey's blood on his hand. Before their deaths, Stacey and John were going through a divorce. Stacey had no contact abuse order against her husband almost a year before the shooting.
There was a PFA involved previously, which was withdrawn by Stacey Waldon. The scene did indicate that there was a physical altercation prior to the firearm being introduced.
While the family says all she wanted was to live a life of peace, they hope this tragedy will be a lesson to others in domestic abuse violence cases.
Kathy, the couple did have one son they left behind. We will continue to have updates on the family in the next couple of weeks.
And I know we've actually spoken to members of the family on the phone. This is very difficult for them. They did say they will speak out at a time when they feel they're up to it. Thanks a lot, Christina.